Hi guys, this is Bo. I have here a copy of Crisis on Infinite Earths number 8 featuring the death of the Flash. This is a facsimile edition, number 8. It's $3.99, which I think is very expensive for what this is. Look at this, $3.99, number 8, suggested for teen. Now, the facsimile editions are basically one-to-one page of this, basically the exact same copy as the original version, but it's very pricey. Compare that to something like the Dollar Comics, which is also almost exactly the same thing as the first issue, but priced at $1. And artwork and everything has been remastered and everything. It looks great. There's no doubt about it. But this is $1 versus $3.99. What do you get with $3.99? You get the original ads, which personally I don't really care for. But I who wants this kind of product? Let's compare that to my original number 8, which I picked up for 75 cents at a maybe a 7-Eleven. Yeah, look at the cover art. Yeah, the cover art's been improved. Everything's been improved. It looks great. The color is bright, vibrant. You can see George's autograph there, and you see more art up here versus my copy, which is cut off or kind of cropped a little. But basically, they look. My copy, my original copy, looks a little washed out, and the biggest problem I have is that the ads that the facsimile edition is trying to show you, and it looks terrible. So I'm gonna compare these two ads here. It's hard to see on camera, but you can barely read the text on the facsimile edition. It's kind of grayed out here. You can't even see any icon down there. I mean, there's supposed to be details down there, and you can't read that fine print. It's really hard to tell on camera, but trust me, I'm gonna take a look at the original ads here, and even though it looks gray, you can still read it, and you can read and you can see the fine print on the bottom there. I mean, you compare the two, and it's kind of like almost a joke. It is, it's definitely worse on the facsimile edition, and the problem is DC supposedly have the original, film images of these books on, archive somewhere, and you're telling me they probably just took the original comic and scanned it into their computer to reprint. And even if they scan it, couldn't they get a really good scanner? It just looks awful compared to the two. Anyway, that might actually be the last time I buy a facsimile edition. As a special bonus, I have something else I want to show you. So I have here the Crisis on Infinite Earths Giants number 1 and 2. These are Walmart version, and then I also picked up the direct edition, which from the comic book store. Obviously, comic book store got their copies a month later, and it looks just exactly the same. Artwork and everything looks great. It's exactly the same, except for the cover had been switched out to reprint the number 7 cover versus a brand new Jerry Ordway. They did reprint the number 7 cover on the bottom there, and all the bubbles are basically the same except for the Luther one you see on the very bottom there. But otherwise, the new Jerry Ordway art is great. I love that cover. That's why I picked it up. But yeah, everything else is exactly the same, including the house ads in the back. So yeah, what else? So yeah, Christ number 2. There is no comic book version, but I guess this facsimile edition is just as good since this is available in the comic book store. But I want to show you something though. The 100-page giant actually looks a lot better than the facsimile edition, and I'm going to show you a page-to-page comparison of this great dark side page here. So, and once again, it's probably hard to tell on camera, but The left side, which is the Walmart 100, is brighter and it looks much better as far as the ink. On the right, which is a facsimile edition, the paper is worse and it doesn't look as bright. This definitely is much better in my opinion. And anyway, the comic book store will get their copy of the Crisis number 100 late in February.